North Sydney then running from left to right. Monday Night Football underway again. Cronulla Sutherland defending the right of the screen, defending the scoreboard end, the Ken Irvine end of North Sydney Oval. And so the Sharks come away with Letts Davidson, and with first use of the football, the Sharkies out to almost the 30-metre line. Now Danny Lee. Trista is the 9, the dummy half. And first receiver on this occasion was going to be Nathan Long, but the dummy half taking a run, which carries him 42 metres away from the Sharks line. They'll play it pretty close to the chest. That's the way they like to play it. Cronulla Sutherland, they probably don't do things as flash as some of the others, but they get the job done, the quiet achievers. And this is David Hall. Ben Eichen dropping in to take a play. A forward play, in fact, out and beyond the 20-metre line. This is a good roll that they've got going. Quick play the balls and fairly. Now 33 out from his line. Trindle met by the defence. Moore, a quick handle, then away from Soden and on for Jason Taylor. Taylor gets a pass away. Eichen is there. The referee has got a call from the touchy. He said it was forward. Eichen was strolling off into vacant pasture.
And a close call, this one. It is a touch forward from Jason Taylor. A staggered defence from Cronulla.
Neckow, a dummy half more than anywhere tonight. And again, they make a rush down the blind side through Danny Lee. Lee held up there by Greg Florimo. So Trista looks around and they think about the blind side again, but Green wants it. He gets the call. And Healy it is that takes it within about 8 metres of the North Sydney line. They've got a good record against North Sydney. As they go to the right, and it's Green floating it on for Neckow. He flicks it out the back. There's got to be a question mark on the backhanded pass. Rogers has tackled a metre out. It is play on, 5 tackles, and the Sharks are over. The Sharks are in to score. It was a lethargic start from the Bears. The signals were there. Cronulla leads 4-0.
And a great start. It looks as though Dean Trista is the try scorer. They sold them the dummy, Cronulla, from the scrum win, setting the big line to the left-hand side. Grave doubts about that pass, although this is an unusually shaped ground, or it sits funnily, this ground. You'll see more forward passes run at North Sydney than any other. And there, the dive actually between the legs of Matt Rogers. I wonder if that's a shepherd.
Well, they started very well, haven't they, Cronulla? They've been giving the ball plenty of air. A good move from the scrum there down the blind side. They had the big, deep line to the left, but that's where they scored the try virtually. They made all those yards down the blind. Here's Trista on the end of the set of 6. Beautiful stuff from him.
Well, I'm just wondering if that is a shepherd.
Well, as a matter of fact, you take my mind back to the Warren Ryan coached Canterbury side. Back in the middle 80s, you were playing, I think, in the grand final I'm referring to. Something similar happened on that occasion. It's hard to imagine, though, that the man playing the ball could in fact be seen as an obstruction. I mean, he is a permanent fixture, whether you like it or not. But anyway, it was like a vaulting horse with the try scorer Trista going between Matt Rogers' legs.
That just might set some sort of trend.
So, from the 20-metre line, Rogers has hit it beautifully. He played a big part in the drive, and he converts. Cronulla 6, the Bears nothing after 4 minutes. Fed away then by Carolina. Ooh, Larson. He felt the shoulder there of Davidson. Or was it Danny Lee? It was Lee. Now Florimo comes down the blind side. Danny Moore misses a shoulder charge and is glad that he did. 15 metres away from the Cronulla line. Long ball. Taylor into Butner. Butner around the back for Sears. And little Paul Green is there with his half-back companion Mitch Healy to wrap him up. Here's the best chance the Bears have had. And it is Larson trying to get his arms free. They buckle him over. 5th tackle. And Taylor's ready for it on the right. Here he is, back and across with the high ball. They tried it earlier, it failed. They try it again. The bat down is in favour of the Bears. Not now, it's not. Cronulla Sutherland coming up with it, but the referee has seen that Cronulla got a hand to it and is now ruling a knock-on on them.
Another great kick here from Jason Taylor. He obviously spends plenty of time practicing this at his home ground. And there you'll see Matt Rogers got his hand to the football. It bounced forward, wasn't cleaned up by North Sydney, but no advantage. And they will get an advantage from this scrum win with 6 tackles inside the 20.
Just pulling the pack up and then getting for it again. Buettner, stand and pass, and Aiken turns it around for Sayers, and now it is the Bears with David Hall playing it back to his wing partner Dallas. 5 metres out from the line. Played back for Chris Caruana. Long pass, perfect to Taylor. Then short to Buettner. Beautiful ball for Fairley. David Fairley. What a pass. It was as flat as you'll ever see. Certainly right on the line. Here it is again.
A great ball here. It goes to Buettner and we freeze it there. The important thing, you can see David Fairley actually leaning in to straighten up his run. This is the Cronulla player on the outside. He'll be surprised by it. Straight through, not a hand on him. And that comes from the pressure that Jason Taylor has applied with his kicking game. This will show it up perfectly. Great angle on the run.
And it's ET who hasn't read that too well at all. There were players on the outside. They just were outnumbered there, Cronulla, but David Fairley's making a habit of this try scoring. Scored one against Newcastle in nearly exactly the same fashion.
Jason Taylor will be favoured to even up the scores here, the way that he's kicked this season.
His magnificent percentage, 89%. He only got 1 out of 4 in the Gale last Saturday at Marathon. This time he hits it, not all that sweetly. 6 points all, though. The points are on the board. The Bears and the Sharks are level at Bear Park. Chance here for the Bears. 6 points all. Lofted pass took the sting out of it to Buettner. And then a long ball on the bounce, or maybe the second bounce, for Nigel Roy, who's playing on the wing. David Hall has come into the centres. Ben Aiken serves it up. And Billy Moore. Ooh, they're hitting hard here. High tackle. Danny Lee.
One of the fairest players in the game, Danny Lee, well respected by all, but a clumsy attempt here high on Billy Moore. Billy's up on his feet. Nasty one in the crook of the elbow there.
I don't think it worried Danny Lee's elbow too much, but it's done much for Billy Moore's melon.
And keep in mind, the touch judge did not have the corner post to help him. It was already gone. It was a scrum feed and loose head to the Bears. That has put them in this position for Taylor to walk up and take a presentation, 2 points. And North Sydney leading now by 8 points to 6 after 16 minutes. North Sydney getting a lot of scrums where they've had the feed in Cronulla's territory. They've already had a result from one of them. And this is Billy Moore now, just inside the 30-metre line. 8-6 the Bears. They trailed 6-0 when the match had hardly started. Larson is tackled centre ground, 20-metre line. A good chance to set things up here for Taylor. Taylor then across and uses a decoy and a second-man play. Sears uses Aiken. Aiken is put down. There's a grimace on his face. He's in trouble, Ben Aiken. 21.5 gone. 8-6 the Bears.
And again, it was North Sydney causing problems just wide of the ruck. Jason Taylor. Beautiful ball out wide. Matt Sears. The inside pass to Ben Aiken. It was just as well they'd stayed awake on the inside coming across, and the impact of Craig Greenhill's tackle has hurt Ben Aiken.
It's also allowed North Sydney a long, deep line to the right. Here we go.
Restart. Taylor giving it to Fairley. Fairley's over. Slam dunk. He's done it before. He reaches out like a centipede or something like that. Maybe an octopus. Down it goes. And David Fairley has scored his second try.
And he's in the best form of his career. And again, it's just beautiful work here. Jason Taylor running the ball to the line. As we freeze it there, you can see that Fairley has come in from behind. The player going through has put these Cronulla players in two minds. Nick Howe did not read it at all. David Peachy was brushed through. And David Fairley gets across, slams it down. Simple move, but well constructed.
Oh, yes, the Cronulla offence in tatters there, but it should have been stopped here. Peachy, a feeble attempt. Hard, though, to tackle a hard running forward like David Fairley. Slams it down. There it goes, like a tiger.
Yeah, that'll do, mate. You're a lunatic. But David Fairley is playing as well week in, week out, as you've seen through his whole career, and he's played plenty of good football in that. An important goal kick here won't be missed by Jason Taylor. It'll extend the lead to further than a converted try.
Well, there it is, and straight off in towards the scoreboard. The North Sydney colours fly. They lead 14-6. They're looking comfortable. They're looking good after 23. Bateman combined there with Donaghy. And Bateman, of course, a Welsh international. Green sends it up. Well, that Cronulla player must have been dangerously close to offside. Rogers is able to keep it on the boot. Butner puts his body on the line. Now this will be interesting. A penalty to the Sharks.
And a penalty earned for them from Matt Rogers after the bat back from Cronulla. He was the one who ended up with the football. And he saw some space there, went for it. Billy's getting the ruling spelled out to him. And in the end of it, North Sydney offside.
Rogers then from right in front. 18 metres out. Strikes it. And Rogers brings up the flags. So that reduces that margin just narrowly. 14 points to 8. 36 minutes gone. Monday night football from Bear Park. It hasn't been a game designed for the outside backs. But Andrew has to get involved. Inspirational player, one of the greats. And a penalty goes against North Sydney, holding down Nick out. Florimo, one of the offenders. Nearly half-time. Can the Sharks make use of the last 30 seconds of play? What will be their play? A couple and then the bomb. Danny Lee takes them to the centre of the park. That's where they want to be. They're running to the old Fig Tree End. And that's where I thought for a moment Healy would have put it, in that corner. But Greenhill has put away. Time running out. Davidson takes one more. Then they go back and across for Adam Dykes. And then away and pull down 10 metres out from the line. Here they come, the Sharks, with the siren probably upon us. Ettinghausen's after the kick, but it's been batted over the dead ball line. Siren in the background. 14-8.
He has his eyes set on the light heavyweight title. But a lot of people believe Agamemnon and Goliath is a champion. That is an amazing fight.
Hey! Oh. So you do like it? Okay. I love it, yeah.
Now when you go pre-owned, you can enjoy the same feeling you get with a new Toyota. Tested and backed by Toyota.
Upgrade your car, mate.
This? Yeah, no big deal.
Toyota certified. Pre-owned in a class of its own. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Sorry, Australia. It's come to my attention that in the last 12 months, we've put out 2,964 delicious money-saving deals. We seem to not be able to stop bombarding you with great value. Oh, here's another one. And here's one of my previous favourites, a large pepperoni pizza for just $3. But we get it. How do you keep a track of all these deals and when they expire? And so for that, I apologise. Soon, we'll be able to deliver you a deal without the ordeal.
Hot and fresh.
Go walk on the wild side.
That's right.
She told me to.
One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you.
Walk this way. Not
Come on, boo.
Think outside with Ego's ultimate 56-volt mower. The most powerful cordless handheld blower and the world's smartest line trimmer. All on Australia's most awarded battery platform. Ego. Power beyond belief.
Because they count on you, count on it. Australia's only 10-year warranty with 10 years cap price servicing. Mitsubishi 1010. You can count on it.
2 100% Aussie beef patties with melty cheese, fresh tomato, tangy sauce, and delicious sour cream. El Maco. It's good to have you back-o.
Forces out there, Lyra, that you can't begin to understand. This is a final rebellion.
The final season. Here's Dark Materials. Wednesdays 8:30 on Fox Showcase or watch on demand.
Kelvin Jeffs is ready as we go into the second half, and Cronulla Sutherland left to right. Slight breeze blowing, not really giving an advantage to either side. The Bears then on their first set of 6, first handle of the football in the second half, and that man fairly playing it now just beyond his own 20-metre line for Trindle to come in now and be put down 10 metres further down the ground. 14 points to 8 then as we move into the second stanza for Gary Larson. Gary is not well. It takes a bit to stop him.
No, you don't see this very often at all. Gary Larson down on the ground injured. Really struggling to try and get up, but he's best off just taking it easy for a minute. Kelvin Jeffs done the right thing. Ooh, he's copped all sorts of treatment in there.
And then Green. Inside for Nichow. Short for Treestone. 35 metres out from the Bears line. This is the last tackle. The kick. No, Greenhill runs with it. He puts a grubbing kick in. Sears beats him and beats him easily. And Sears in possession inside his own 20-metre line. Well, they didn't put a lot of pressure on the Bears then, did they? It got into the hands of the wrong player, really. Got a mile of playmakers, Cronulla, and the ball finished up with a second rower. Penalty to the Bears. Just stemming the flow. Bears starting the second half with not a great deal of possession, but very similar to their start to the match about 50 minutes ago. Steve Roach.
Yes, it's almost like North Sydney are waiting for Cronulla to score a try before they start up again. I mean, it's been an ordinary start to the second half, although they have had a couple of injuries early, but poor performance from them.
If I was Jason Taylor, I would be looking for the 1 point just to psychologically get a big advantage, forcing the other team to score twice.
Will he go for it here on this set?
Well, I don't think they're setting for it, but maybe it's not an option for them at the moment. Maybe even this far out is a chance here. That ball's touched by Nichow. I thought might be 6 again.
Well, they're keeping the pot boiling. Seems like they're weekly wages depend on throwing the ball about. Soden then away for more. Infield for David Hall. And Nichow got him. An unorthodox tackle, but he got him.
I'll pick up 1 point here.
Here it is for Taylor. There goes the shot. Looks perfect. Hand in the air. A further point to the Bears. Off the boot of Taylor. 15-8. 15-8, 50 minutes gone, Monday Night Football. Drop out from Mitch Healy. Not bad, 45 metres, and here they are, coming back, charging back. Brenton Pomeroy. He plays it back for Soden to pick up 7 or 8 metres and then try to promote Caruana. A vastly underrated player. Not in the mind of Peter Louis, though. Paul was making the point he'd like to see Florimo out in the backs. Of course, it would be at Caruana's expense. He's a very valuable player. As Fairley gets it away, and then Butner, and then Sears, and now Soden. This is more. Now Williams. Williams 10 metres away from the line. Moore again. What a big role he's played. Soden a floating pass. Then Caruana. Now it's Gary Larson. One-hander. Fairley was away for his third. The trifecta was on for David Fairley, but it's been called back.
And Gary Larson really getting away the pass. He did it against Newcastle to set up Chris Caruana. On that occasion, Kelvin Jess was perfectly in line with it. He had no doubt that this ball was thrown forward. Almost deliberately, could have been penalised.
Great skills, nevertheless. As Dallas sprints away from dummy half. Look at him go! Look at him go! The red flash down the right of the field. Down to the 40-metre line. And then Caruana, now Taylor. This is Sears. And then got it away. Caruana was there. He's a dummy half now. He'll play on the football for the remainder of the night. Chris Caruana. They're 25 out. Butner hits it up. Then floats it professionally for Moore. Moore, bootlace tackle, brings him down from Pearce. Then Caruana unloads. Taylor off his bootlaces, picked it up. Fairley running towards the corner. Peachy tries to pull him down and does. Sears is a dummy half. The Bears leading by 7. Taylor goes for the cross kick bomb. It's been put up with great accuracy. The Bears have got it. The Bears are over. The Bears are over, but it's a penalty. He's ruled a double movement. Well, was there a defence hand on him?
Well, have a look at Matt Rogers as he got a hold of the leg of Nigel Roy. Great take here from Nigel Roy. Matt Rogers is the closest man. Well, he's touching him, but that's about all.
That's enough, Pete.
Yep.
That's enough, Pete. The player on the ground in possession. If a hand is placed on you, you are deemed tackled, and that is a double movement. The scrum 33 metres away.
David Fairley has been given a well-earned break. He's been almost unstoppable out there with the ball in his hands. But you've got to give him plenty of credit. He's come up with 22 tackles. He leads the tackle count, did so at half-time, and that is quite a feat when you've got Billy Moore and Gary Larson in your team.
I tell you what, the bloke that just made that tackle, Billy Moore, and I thought that was him again, but it's not. It's Craig Wilson. Missed tackles, climbing all the time. Cronulla 30. North's 11. I was going to make the point. Billy Moore's game tonight has been good. Peachy into the back line. Eddinghausen a bat off. Did it go forward? Barnett back inside for Nicow. He's going to score. Nicow scores. The Sharks are down, but they're not out.
No, they're not out by any means. This puts them right back in it. And it was the bat on from Andrew Eddinghausen that set the try up. Let's just have a look. As I said, look, North Sydney Oval, so many passes look forward. That one straight across. Beautiful work here from Barnett. He beat Sears with the big left foot step. And then back inside to Nicow. Brett Dallas almost fell over. That meant that he couldn't keep going. Good work from the lock forward from Cronulla to be there. But Eddinghausen, that's amazing stuff there. Great touch.
That's experience for you. And he did very well, Barnett. There was plenty of North Sydney defenders coming over, 4 or 5 of them. But they just couldn't control only 2 Cronulla players. And Nicow has had a pretty good game for Cronulla tonight. He's the man on the spot.
Beautiful work by Barnett. The pick up, and then he was graceful. And look at Tawera Nicow.
There was a beautiful ball back inside, a basketball pass back from Barnett. But Andrew Eddinghausen, he never had control of the football at all, yet he had the ability and the touch to be able to direct it to an unmarked man on the outside. Not many players in the game capable of doing that.
Nicow's eyes look like those runners in the final of the men's 100. Rogers now from 12 out right in front. Now the drop goal for Jason Taylor takes on huge proportions. 1 point the margin, 11 to go. Pearce, Dykes, Green, Lee. Big Danny out there. Almost in the centres. Eddinghausen serving it up for Green. Green goes for a long distance drop goal. Referee says wide. They decided to go for the equaliser from long range. There's the 40-metre line, and he was 35 out when he took the shot.
I think he would have liked to have been another 10 metres closer, but that's not a bad tactic, because to come here and get 1 point, to go on to 22 as a hit in the last 5 rounds would be very handy. Could have been a great point for them.
Not a great deal of urgency to get up and play the ball, is there? But that's to be expected. Taylor's kick is in the possession of Nickau. Nickau breaks them, gets a pass out the back, scooped up by Healy. He's over the 40. He's pulled down a couple of metres from the halfway.
Well, I wonder if they'll work it for 4 or 5 again, and if it is a long-range situation, they might go for that field goal again. I don't think they'll be close enough to score the try. Look for Healy and Green to get in position late in the tackle count.
Big Les Davidson playing it, and now Danny Lee takes it to the 35-metre mark, and there's a player injured. I think that's Dykes. They go wide and across, and Nickau again is out there. He's lived in the centres. Barnett pushes it down for Eddinghausen. Then it's up for Green. Green comes to Larson. Not a good policy. Larson hangs on. And the last. So back and away now for Andrew. He goes for it himself. And the kick by Eddinghausen is wide. Sears is back there and he starts his run. Held by Rogers. The Sharks have failed to get into close proximity.
Cronulla will get 1 more use of the football. About a minute and a half remaining. Didn't miss by far.
No, only about 6 feet.
Not far.
Problem for Cronulla, of course, is that they'll get 1 more use of the football. It will be down on their own line, or courtesy of a scrum win.
Florimo. Held by Nickau. Soden. There goes the kick from the dummy half, and he's put it out on the full. That's what Cronulla wanted. Cronulla got exactly what they wanted. They wanted 1 last chance. 55 seconds on the clock.
And you think that Mitch Healy would be the best field goal exponent that Cronulla have out there. I think they've got to look for him after 3 or 4 tackles.
Pearce.
The other thing you've got to consider is North Shore don't want to give away a penalty, that's for sure, for offside.
35 seconds underneath that now. Nathan Long. He's 29 metres out but wide. Then it's away and the runaround is on. Green turning it back. Peachy. A lot of passing time is being consumed. Trista. 20 metres out. Now they're back towards the centre. They aim for the shot. Green taken to ground.
Got to go to Healy now.
4 seconds, 3 seconds. Back they go for the shot. Healy's kick high, and the referee says yes! They've equalled at the full-time hooter. What a performance! What a finish! The Bears and Cronulla. The Sharkies have come back to grab a point. What a finish!
Newcastle last week, Cronulla this week.
15 points all. Sensational finish.
This has been a Fox Sports production.